From Detroit, it's Coffee and Chocolate.
All right, everyone, welcome back. Tonight we are going back to Vampire the Masquerade. I don't have a lot of time, but I had a good 20-30 minutes here. I figured I'd get a little bit more done on night number 7. So no much of an intro tonight. Let's just jump into it here. As soon as my Stream Deck, I should say, gets back into the swing of things. Oh, wow. That is fascinating. The whole thing is not on, so to heck with that. I like how these windows in some of these apps just don't want to pop to the front. Here we go. There we go. Wrong one. There we are. Yes, in the empty seat, my partner in crime is already sacked out tonight, so we're just going to be solo tonight. Moment of pause while I move this around. I promise we won't get anything too cringy here, but there we go. Alright. Go back. Night 6, the reunion. I think we're at the end of night 6 here. Oh. Meanwhile. A new glossary term. Wow. That's exciting. Begging you, mistress. None of us saw that coming. Maybe the lad's wrong. Maybe we shouldn't trust. Silence! Mistress? I find no reason to doubt that bewildered boy. He may speak with defiance, but his hunger is what I've offered him. It is too great for him to be ignored. It is a bitter pill to swallow, but we've indeed been outmaneuvered. You shall bear the brunt of that mistake. Of that, you can be certain. But now is not the time for groveling. We must act. What should we do? You and those 2 other imbeciles remain integral to the scheme. Maintain your roles, pretend that nothing has happened, and be utterly convincing. Once you secure the item, dispose of the others. All of them. All of them. And I feel like Wesley Snipes just jumped in. That's great. Alright, I guess that's him somewhere in the night. Yes, I wish to have the night. Night 7. Here we are. December 2024, New Year's Eve. Gone Girl. Mato's shop. This is not Mato's shop. This is her RV. Interesting. In spite of last night's paralysis, the second my eyes opened, my mind's already made up. I'm just wired to follow my gut, to be driven by impulses, the good, the bad, the totally random. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm jumping into the fray. I'm backing Raynor, not because I'm still hung up on him, or because it's some noble pipe dream he has for her clan. Yeah, she's totally over. Hell no. I'm in it purely for the thrill of the new. It's pretty much a death wish, but screw it. Comes with the Ravnos territory. Who the hell is knocking on my RV? Kelly, you in there? Get out here, fast. Oh, he's just my kind host. What choice do I have but to oblige? Matto, what's going on? Look, Kelly, I'm really sorry, but, you have to leave, now. Did I mess up or something? He looks all twisted up, like he's been on high alert since last night. Nah, you didn't. It's just some serious shit hit the fan, and I only just find out. Staying here ain't safe for you. Is it that bad? It's a goddamn disaster. I would grill him for more, but his disaster isn't my circus, not anymore. I've got other places to be. Give me 5, and I'm out of your hair. Thanks, it's for the best, really. Hit me up in a few months, alright? Once everything's cooled down. Doubtful. I'm basically an outcast now, and I wasn't planning on a return trip. This place is a bullshit magnet. You see, well, it's too bad, really. But if you change your mind, we'll see. Stay safe, Matto. He gives me a frantic nod, his mind obviously racing someplace else. What the hell are the Anarchs up to? Yeah, whatever. I'm out. First things first. I'm gonna drive my baby back to that isolated parking spot from before. I don't think the Camaria's gonna be that interested in gutting my RV again, so she should be safe there. Next, a rendezvous with Reynard and his endless drivel. I hope he's at least cooked up a plan that doesn't require my final death. I'm gonna do everything I can to get that vial, and then we'll see just how good I really am at surfing through sheer fucking chaos. Burning Man. Nice. Reynard's a ruthless con man, willing to lie, cheat, and kill to get his hand on Zapathosaurus' blood. But insane as it sounds, there's something undeniably thrilling about being part of the heist to end all heists. And I can't deny that I live for the thrill. I'm a daredevil. It's like we only have one choice. I show up early. Way too early. I tell myself it's just my usual routine, checking the perimeter to make sure there aren't any red flags. Old habits die hard, I guess. I'm on the prowl. Eyes peeled for any sign of a trap or anyone looking for trouble. I scour the place for our secret messages, desperate for something that yells, "Callie, babe, love ya, this one's for you." Then I grab the best hiding spot I can find, slip into the shadows, and settle in to wait. And wait. And wait. God damn it, where is he? I pace restlessly while the infamous clock of Tribeca Tower mocks my naivete. Minutes turn to hours, and I start feeling like a complete moron waiting for he who never shows. Deja vu hits me in the face. Hard. Same shit, different night. Well, maybe the gritty Manhattan backdrop adds some flavor to the bitterness. Hardly a week's gone by, and here I am, repeating my same old mistakes, except now I'm willingly blindfolded, fully aware of this shitstorm that I'm marching into. Too wired to think straight. Why the hell would Reynard ditch me? Especially when he's the one who asked for my help. Unless he played me again, which would make me the queen of fools. Makes no sense, though. No fucking sense at all. Another half hour of fuming, and I start walking around randomly, hoping to bump into him just through luck. Turns out I should have bailed early, because that asshole sure did leave a hint after all. My search was just half-assed. He tweaked some old hobo signs, mixing in just enough of our code to make it barely noticeable. Must have been a rush job, or I would have spotted it sooner. The sign that usually means free medical help now reads, "This is a decoy, head this way." It's pointing to Times Square. God, there's something about this whole situation, something I've missed so much. It's not the sign, it's the person behind it, the familiarity in those messed up strokes. Sense that I was meant just for me. I loathe the thought. But it wraps up completely in this twisted sense of home. Yeah, she's totally not over. My clan's perverse idea of belonging. Focus on the damn job. You're a pro. You rule your emotions. They don't rule you. Remember that, kid. I snap out of it, give myself a couple of good, refreshing slaps. Shove that yearning, the ache that brings nothing but ruin, back into the furthest corners of my mind. Raynard's own damn advice finally clicked, so at least there's that. I head for the subway without a second thought. I've got a direction, and just a sliver of time to brace myself for whatever's down the road. I find him waiting in an alley a couple of blocks away from Carnegie Hall. He's strutting around with that smug grin of his, showing off his perfect teeth. It's a miracle his loud overcoat doesn't drown out the New Year's Eve celebrations. My sire, the king of bullshit. Just as memorable as ever. Seems they chose the spot carefully. Shockingly quiet here. Whatever's planned, it's clear they want to keep any uproar around the convoy to a controlled minimum. Everything feels so mundane, aside from the distant sounds of revelry and the view of the Times Square ball. The moment Raynard senses me nearby, he turns around and gives me an aggravatingly casual salute, signaling for me to come over. Knew you wouldn't let me down, kid. Sure you did. I spot 3 other kindred with him, all dressed in black and gray, radiating this weird aura that seems to pull the shadows closer to them. Make that 2 kindred and 1 grade A douchebag. Well. Here comes the letdown on legs with the stench of post-teen angst. Oh yeah, I remember you all right. Great, because the last time I forgot to leave you with this. I casually flip him off, watching his face twist into annoyance. 2-0 to me, asshole. You just don't know when to... Enough! Both of you. We're on the clock. The trio fans out on Raynard's signal, scoping out the street. I stand my ground, arms crossed, ready to vent my irritation when he comes over. I'd love to hear how exactly you and Tharmas bumped into each other, but honestly, that guy's all over. It's impossible to miss him. Tharmas? What is he, the Greek god of assholery or something? Yeah, wouldn't that make so much sense? He cracks a smile, clearly getting a kick out of my frustration. Nah, it's just his alias. Smells like something from a Blake poem. He's all about that esoteric horse shit. I can't help feeling like I'm missing something important. But then again, it can't be that important if I can't catch it. I let the silence hang for a while, trying to figure him out, but he's more of a closed book than ever. So, all these guys, they're Vritra's crew? He pauses, mulling his answer. Some of them, yeah. I drop my voice to a whisper. You're sure they're all in the dark about the situation? His gaze sharpens, annoyance flickering across his face. Doesn't happen often, but I've seen it before. Getting cold feet, Callie? It's all or nothing with me, you know that. Either you get fully on board and trust my lead, or we're done here. I give him a hard look. I just don't think these guys can actually pull it off. They'll manage. Plus, they're La Sombra. And that means who? I know the La Sombra. This is going to be interesting. It means shit in general. But tonight, they're providing the digital offense. Any kind of modern tech goes haywire around them. Makes us nearly invisible to smartphone cameras. That's either incredibly risky or downright brilliant. And Raynard is rarely off the mark. Well, still not clear what I'm supposed to be doing. He locks eyes with me for the first time since we met up last night. Gone is any hint of warmth, replaced entirely by purpose. Chilling, undiluted purpose. It scares the undead shit out of me. I need you to be yourself, Callie. That cunning, sharp-tongued performer I embraced under the glare of that burning effigy. You got this, trust me. Wouldn't bet against you. I better be a damn good bet. His grin, phony as a $3 bill, somehow eases the tension. We just sit there for a while, soaking in the moment. A rare thing for our clan. Part of me aches to trust him. Damn, he's making it incredibly tempting. It'd be so easy, so soothing to let down my walls and shove all my skepticism aside. It would hurt a lot less. But I can't let myself go down there. Not with everything that's gone down. I've got to stay sharp. Keep my defenses up. Always on alert. Especially against him. Got any intel on the convoy? Number of vehicles? Level of security? That kind of thing? Well, based on what I've gathered, they're rolling with just one lightly armored van, unmarked. Stay under the radar. Expect the driver and the right-hand man up front with a backup car or two to follow, all trained for combat. He cuts himself off and quickly rises to his feet. You'll have to figure out the rest as we go. Shit's about to go down. I catch a signal from one of the La Sombras. Convoy's about to approach. Come on. Let's give these folks the show of a lifetime. Slipping back into my old self feels like putting on a worn-out pair of jeans. Familiar and comforting. But you know all the places they pinch. So even as I'm chafing, I pretend everything's the same. Like we're just two old pals, him teaching, me learning. There's still some twisted respect there, I admit, but I'm not blinded by his bullshit. Not anymore. This is the only way I can pull this off. That's my secret to keeping a poker face even when I'm drowning in a sea of lies. Perhaps to truly discover myself, I had to vanish into chaos first. But now I see clearly. I'm Callie, a Ravnos, through and through. My own damn self. Not some puppet on strings. Let's fucking do this. By the time I get back to Raynard, he's already in full swing, working the fast-growing crowd. Ladies, gentlemen, if I might have your undivided attention for just a moment. Yes, you too, big guy. I need you all to be a part of this. Without you, there's no magic. He pauses for dramatic effect, casting his gaze around, and somehow everyone immediately turns toward him, fixated on his captivating gestures. What the actual fuck, Raynard? I thought we were aiming for Loki. Maestro, do this work. He weaves through the crowd, pulling in the stragglers with his charm, dazzling them with quick-fingered tricks. I catch sight of a few smartphones coming out, but two of our La Sombra crew are on it, sticking close to ensure all recordings end up a grainy mess. Tonight, we are diving headfirst into the unknown. An expedition of wonder. Are you with me? There's a resounding, hell yeah! I keep my own lips sealed. To the fine folks gathered in this crazy, beautiful jungle. Tonight, you are the key masters to the secrets of the universe. But I gotta ask, are your minds open? Are you prepared to question everything you believe? Oh, the crowd's lapping this shit up. We're just puppets to the rules, the laws of physics, the moral codes, you name it. And let's not forget the chains of our so-called society. I bet you know exactly what I mean. Especially you, sir. Yes, you in the cashmere vest. You look like you've got at least a couple of unfair parking tickets to your name, am I right? Joke's lame as hell, but the crowd laughs anyway. What if we just said, fuck the rules tonight? What if I showed you the truth so wild it breaks every damn law and paves the path to true freedom? In a second, my beautiful assistant and I are gonna blow your minds with something that's been years in the making. It ain't a simple trick. It's gonna challenge what you accept as reality. So one more time. Are you with me? Oh, the crowd's buzzing, which gives me a moment to jab Raynard in the side. Jesus, Raynard, this was your master plan, work in the crowd? Come on, don't be such a Debbie Downer. You'll love this. You're the headliner, after all. Your spectacle, it's your call. You've lost your goddamn mind. Rocked this shit before, Callie. Lots of times. Gonna be legendary. Trust me. I won't trust him, thank you very much, but even though I act pissed, I'm secretly buzzing with excitement. I know exactly the kind of magic we're gonna work tonight. Oof. I see I don't have anything over here. I only have one option. Fata Morgana, the Grand Mirage. Let's do it. We're rolling with the 223. That's our shorthand for the trick's complexity and the style we're about to pull off. It's his brainchild, so he gets the message right away. With a little twist, though. I trust you know what you're doing. Of course. Going with my gut. He nods and hypes the crowd up even more. Now, my friends, we're going beyond illusion, beyond mere tricks of the eye. This is real magic. The kind of magic that makes matter reform and change with the flick of a wrist. Tonight, we're gonna blow the lid off of what you've already known. We're gonna blow the lid off the shit the government buries to play us for idiots. We're gonna make the impossible possible tonight. So please, give a round of applause to this brave heart who's volunteered to be the focus of our upcoming journey. I slip into the role of the trick's subject, my current mood adding a touch of reluctance and irritation, my nods heavy with theatrical impatience. Journey of truth, tearing down the facade of our world. A journey in which my assistant will command the very essence of the universe itself to bend to her will, as easy as a blade of grass bends under the power of a hurricane. It's a spectacle, not of trickery, but transcendence. Forget the smoke, forget the mirrors, forget CGI, forget hidden tricks. Tonight, we're diving deep with just our collective psyche and the sheer force of mind, bending the reality of compact dimensions. He spins the bullshit, flailing me around me in what looks like a mystic ritual, urging everyone to join in an idiotic effort to make me vanish. Oi, Raven, the Sad, they're here. I jerk my head toward him. That dumbass from Vritra's gang is pointing at some plain man rolling up, shadowed by a dark sedan, both jammed up thanks to our street act. Raynard spots them and smirks like he's just won the lottery. You good to go, kid? Let's fucking do this. Knock their socks off. Make sure you grab everyone's attention, right? I nod, stepping forward with my killer smile, arms raised, drawing attention as I drop into a graceful. Ladies and gentlemen, I dare you to raise your eyes to the sky, to witness the miracle of bright nights and rushing tides. My hand shoots up with a mesmerizing flourish, pointing at the crescent moon. All the eyes in the crowd follow, as if I led on a leash. I almost faint when new and still untamed power surges through me. The power of exposing what is seen out of the corner of one eye, what is omitted, what is forgotten, what is uncanny, and what is frightening. And before the very eyes of the curious onlookers, a sliver of the strikingly pale moon grows within the boundless void, as if pulled out of the cosmos inch by an unknown force, until it shines down brightly on the gathered crowd. I would have smirked if I wasn't so focused on maintaining the illusion. No, not maintaining, pushing it further. I wave my hands in an exaggerated movement stolen bit by bit from an old anime I used to obsess over as a kid, and let out a wild, unhinged scream. Blood Moon, heed my call! Reveal your true colors! The moon shimmers against the ocean of ink, starting to fade back into the sprawling darkness. Until it doesn't. From top to bottom, left to right, its pale glow stains with a swiftly deepening, eerie crimson. By the time the hungry red completely consumes it, the crowd's on edge, borderline scared. Uncertain whispers ripple through, bouncing from lip to lip. Oh, but I'm not done. Now! Fall! My hands twist in the air, reaching up as if to grab the moon, trying to pluck it out of its eternal nest and hurl it onto Mother Earth. The moon pulses high in the sky, and then starts to grow and grow and grow like a comet, like a meteor, like an impending doom. The crowd shudders, shielding their eyes, and then the moon vanishes, like it was never there. First there's silence. Then the crowd realizes every billboard, every conceivable screen along the street, instead of displaying an ad for the latest top-shelf water saturator, seems to be showing the image of my illusion. The televised Blood Moon, now streaming $6.99 per month. And then everyone goes wild. I watched their reaction from just beyond the crowd, unnoticed by the captivated onlookers. Nobody saw me slip off the stage. Nobody except Raynard, who shoots me a quick nod of quiet acknowledgement. I meld back from the shadows just beyond the crowd, unnoticed by the captivated onlookers. Only then does the tension slam into me like a truck, nearly sending to my knees. It worked. It fucking worked. I sigh, a pointless reflex, but it somehow resets my inner balance, even as this nagging unease, this dread of screwing up, continues to slither up to my spine. I clench my jaw and stand my ground, locked in, fully alert. Rainer's got the crowd worked up past the point of no return, the La Sombra trio scanning every corner, watching the SADS van like hawks. That van, so plain and unnoticed, carries a vial of Vitae so ancient it challenges all logic. Do those agents even know the significance of their cargo? SAD, Special Affairs Division, a rare breed of mortals with insight into our hidden world, spearheading the crusade against all evil. It feels like some messed up fairy tale, but hey, I used to say the same shit about vampires, didn't I? The agents step out, the driver leading the way, shotguns at the ready, their gazes laser focused on the mob. They're beyond pissed. The driver attempts to disperse the crowd, screaming his lungs out, but it's like shouting into a black hole. They're stuck deep in their own heads thanks to Reynard's manipulation. Can't you see we've just started, and here they are, breathing down our necks, trying to control us, trying to fucking chain you up. Are you gonna let that happen? Are you going to let them rip your freedom away, just like that? As if on cue, the crowd starts booing the convoy's guards, who are totally lost trying to make sense of the chaos. In the midst of it all, the La Sombra trio moves into place, smoother than shadows. I'm on edge, jittery, waiting for my moment. So what are we waiting for, people? Let's tear 'em a new one! With Reynard's words lighting the fuse, the crowd explodes in fury, closing in on the guards who are frantically trying to not pull any triggers. The other two agents in the sedan are completely overrun, trapped by the seething mob. Reynard gives me a signal and melts into the crowd, beelining to the van. Weaving through the crowd, I make my way to the driver, gently pushing bystanders aside with finesse and resolve. It doesn't take long before I spot a promising-looking key swinging from his belt. I edge closer, focused and driven, though the exhilaration almost betrays me. My hand barely shakes with excitement as I grasp the key, but the agent senses the slight tug and instantly turns, our eyes meeting in a silent standoff. Oh, no, buddy. Don't sweat it. You've got bigger problems, buddy. The agent, strangely sane given what just happened, nods and turns to fend off the increasingly aggressive crowd. I make a swift exit, not sticking around to see how it all plays out. I head to the van. With the key in hand, I could just snatch that vial and run, but a firm grip on my shoulder stops me. Nicely done, kid. Now hand over the key. His gaze is chilling, void of warmth. Let go of me. We're running out of goddamn time. Look at the crowd. You wound them up way too much. I know. Give me the key. I'll get the vial as fast as I can. Before I can even snap back, he's already darting to the van. My hand is suddenly empty. I try to give chase, but the throng of people swells and effectively blocks my path. The nagging unease slithers up my spine yet again. Feels like a damn century, but finally Reynard struts out of the van, holding a wrapped-up bundle close to his chest like it's the Kalinian diamond. I'm waving like a maniac trying to get his attention, but he straight up ignores me. I yell and try to break through the wall of noise, and just when I'm about to, a shotgun blast tears through the din, a deafening silence in its wake. Panic fractures the crowd. The SAD agents finally comprehend the clusterfuck, but it's too late. Tharmas and his psycho La Sombra crew rip into them, removing any chance of retaliation. It's pure anarchy. Then Tharmas, that crazy bastard, turns on Reynard with a snarl. The other La Sombras pounce on the other agent who've just managed to stumble out of their sedan. And me, I'm just standing, paralyzed, completely fucking useless. Amid this mayhem, the Times Square ball illuminates the night with vibrant colors as it nears the end of its descent. It's weirdly gorgeous. The most beautiful thing I've ever seen. My voice falters. Reynard. He was everything. My maker, my mentor, my shield, the supreme overlord of bullshit, but now when he looks at me, there's nothing there. I don't know who this person is. The Reynard I thought I knew was never real to begin with. Please. His gaze jumps from the vial he's clutching to Tharmas, then to me, and then he's gone, dashing towards Central Park, just fucking off and leaving me stranded. Again. I finally shove my way out of the crowd, barely noticing Tharmas and one of the other Lasombra goons in pursuit of Reynard, but I'm not really focused on them. No, it's because the last Lasombra is coming at me, eyes screaming, "I'm going to fuck you up," against the backdrop of the bloodied sad sedan. Is this the kindred equivalent of staring down the barrel? I fight back as hard as I can, but he's just too strong. He slams me to the ground, his eyes burning with wild frenzy, hungry for my final death. I close my eyes, steeling myself for what comes next. It's close. I can sense it. My reckoning. Then, pain. Excruciating pain. Like a blade carving through my cheekbone, burrowing toward my brain. But the oblivion doesn't come. Instead, the heavy weight of a motionless corpse pins me down, oddly comforting, like a big, warm, chunky blanket on a winter night. My eyes snap open. The Lasombra thud, his head a gory mess, rolls off me in slow motion. Guess the same bullet that obliterated his skull must have kissed my cheek, too. The sidewalk next to me erupts with a deafening blast. I'm up and running before I can think twice, not even glancing back, because it's clear the SAD isn't fucking around. They've got snipers ready to pick me off. The crowd's thinning, but there are enough people left for me to slip away. I'm heading straight for Central Park. And with every step, wrath grows within me like a tidal wave, stronger and more vicious than ever. When the sounds finally reach me, the outcome of the pursuit is obvious. Reynard's on the losing side. The only breaks in the sickening rhythm of soft, fleshy impacts are his agonized groans. Ah! I edge closer, stepping from shadow to shadow, carefully not to land myself in a similarly shitty scenario. When I finally see him, holy fuck. Reynard looks like hell. Legs broken, nose caved. That smug grin has been wiped away clean. A few dark stains show where the damage got too severe. His vitae, now still painting the dimly lit pavement. And then there's Tharmas, flaunting the prize that Reynard was so desperate to get, now firmly in his grasp, mockingly dangled just out of my sire's reach. He carefully unwraps the cause of all this ruin, holding it up to catch the moonlight. The relic of my lineage. Essence without form. That Zapathasaurus blood. All that chaos over this little thing. Seriously, Cassell, your pathetic bloodline doesn't justify such defiance. Honestly, it's hard to argue with that. The blood looks mundane, just slightly darker and thicker than the regular stuff. But there's more to it. An elusive, intangible allure. Something hypnotic. As if it's whispering to me. Give it to me. Another sickening sound, another bone gone wrong. This time his arm twisted like a corkscrew. The wound could heal quickly, but God, he's a wreck. And I feel nothing. Absolutely nothing. Tharmas quickly stuffs the bundle black into his jacket. It signals his Lasombra goon to keep an eye on Reynard. But he grabs the machete, the same one Reynard magically whipped out against him not too long ago. The thought of diving in to save my sire barely tickles my brain, then disappears before I can even consciously squash it. Time to wrap things up, eh, Cassell? Go fuck you! Even in the faint moonlight, I see his teeth scatter through the air and disappear in the fluffy snow. You know, Vritra wanted me to officially thank you for all of your efforts before putting an end to your sorry ass, but yeah, fuck that. We're short on time. Reynard manages a laugh, though it sounds strange, wheezy. Surprisingly, it doesn't sound like laughter or resignation. What's so damn funny? A massive Doberman launches straight at Tharmas, knocking him down toward me. The dog snaps Tharmas's neck with a vicious bite that's nearly surgical, and his head rolls gently away from his body. I'm pretty sure Tharmas saw me before being decapitated, just didn't have a chance to rat me out to his buddy. Reynard's machete falls close by. I pick it up, unconsciously. It's nice to feel something tangible in my hand. Reminds me that what I'm seeing is real. The ever-present New Year's Eve lights glint off the blade. The music from Times Square amps up, drowning out all the sounds in the world. Reynard's poor, loyal mutt doesn't make it. The other Lassam Ragoon finishes it off with a swift, lethal strike, and the dog's departure is marked by a soft, regretful whimper. Shame. I had more affection for that dog than its master. The goon makes a move with Tharmas's corpse, going for the vial. I don't even blink, don't pause to think. I just let loose with the machete, pouring every ounce of strength into one strike. His head hits the ground with a thud, his body crumpling right after. I can't feel my legs. Reynard catches my eye but keeps his mouth shut. Whether he's unable or just doesn't want to speak, I don't know. It's not like I give a damn. I grab the bundle and peel it open. Holding the vial up to the moonlight, it looks underwhelming. How could such a simple thing spark so much madness? But the aura it gives off, power, potential, risk, lineage, the threat of eternal demise. This could brighten the future, or spell the doom of my entire clan. Callie! Fuck. His voice barely cuts through the buzzing in my ears. The numbness has spread from my legs. I can barely move my fingers. Even my eyelids feel frozen. Callie, hand over, please. I've never felt less like myself. Just a sip, goddammit. I'll be up and running in no time. I've never felt more like myself either. No. Callie, things could go back to how they were. Together. We could do so much more. Reach heights. Shut the fuck up, Reynard. Just shut up for once. And he does. For once. He actually listens. I finally see you for who you are, and I'm just tired of your bullshit. I'm done letting you spew any more of it. You had great luck. You owe me. A distant radio crackle and the sound of footsteps signal that the SAD has picked up my scent. Now, you deal with the fallout. I slip the vial into my belt bag and start to walk. Feeling returns to my body, like it's made of lead, but I can move again. Don't you walk away from me, kid. I made you. I don't dare look back. I keep walking. Callie! I break into a full sprint. I just can't. I need to get out of here. I get swept up by the crowd again. Oh, God. My instincts are screaming in overdrive as a wildfire of pure, raw, unadulterated panic threatens to explode in my head. 6. Then it hits me. The familiarity of this crowd, its rhythm, pulsing, moving as one, buzzing from every conceivable high, pulsating with anticipation, desire, ecstasy. This crowd is where I belong. 5. I literally came into the world this way. My mom gave birth in the middle of a desert rave right in a goddamn public pool. All my firsts happened at the heart of such a crowd. First deception, first puff of weed, first psychedelic journey, first true intimacy, first shady deal. It was in a crowd like this that I was embraced. 4. Fucking hell, Reynard. Why in the... He had a knack for making everything seem within reach, for making me believe that this on life of ours meant something, that I meant something. Was I nothing more than a tool in your hands? Did any truth ever escape your lips, or was it all lies? 3. I let the sea of bodies carry me, transform me, merging into a totality of sensations, a singular, overwhelming experience. And just like that, I'm back to myself. No more sad tales to worry about if they were ever onto me. I'm sure they got distracted by the decoy in Central Park. I feel like shit. But for the past week, pretty much everyone's been treating me like shit. And some have been at it way longer, just dressed up as Care. Patrick, too. It's only now that I catch sight of the Times Square ball hanging right above me. The countdown's on, almost midnight. Welcoming 2025, the year brimming with potential. The year for change. But what about you, my dear phony caitiff? Will you change too? Or will you remain obsessed with the belief that the answers lie somewhere beyond? That all you need is patience and diligence and you'll be led to them at the end like a lost sheep? I really hope you find your way back to reality. Maybe then I'll track you down. You'd be all stiff and awkward, and I'll hassle you till your eyes roll from their sockets. And together, we'll work it all out. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, my ass. Good. I finally break free from the crowd. A quick scan shows no immediate threats, no sad, no hunter, no damn ivory tower. I'm done with this city. Alright. Hopefully this won't be too long. My memory of getting here is all foggy. I must have strayed off the path more than a few times because it's late as hell, with the sun about to peak over the skyline. How much time do I have left? 20 minutes, maybe 30, if I'm lucky. I round the corner of the parking lot where I left my RV. There's a surge of relief when I spot her tucked away in the shadows, still in one piece. But the shadows don't feel empty. Callie, we're not alone. Fucking hell, Patrick, don't sneak up on me like that. If you're here just to... He's trying to act cool, slouching against my RV, but every line of his lanky body screams blood, wounds, agony, even if face isn't showing it all. In fact, it's totally blank in that familiar, almost comforting way, but something goes off about his whole demeanor, the way he looks at me, the way he's standing there, as if he's not pouncing at me only because the pain's holding him back. My gut always goes nuts when I'm facing a real danger. Right now, I listen, so I come to a halt. What's wrong? Are you hurt? I'm fine. Seems the sad has started hiring amateurs. Or they're just slipping up, as I'm sure you're well aware. I am well aware, but how the hell does he know that? I just nod curtly. I'm sorry about Reynard. I get that he's a flawed man who caused you more than enough suffering, but grief is rarely just black or white, is it? And while I can never knew me own sire, I can sympathize. I'm truly sorry for your loss. How do you... You've been spying on me? He shrugs with one shoulder. Knowing things is what I do. Knowledge is power, right? And on the topic of knowledge... He takes a step toward me, and I instinctively take one step back, ready to flee or fight. He stops, gazing at me with his big empty eyes. Why didn't you hand over the vial? So this is it, huh? I really am just a lone rogue. Callie versus the world. I'd laugh, but there's no joy left in me. Not even a trace of sarcasm. All this time, you lying sack of shit. I'm not your enemy, Callie. I just need the vial. Hand it over, please. In the end, survival's the game we play. No, absolutely not. He sighs again, raising his hand to pinch the bridge of his nose. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. I'm asking nicely for now. I feel my hackles rise, bristling like thorns. And I'm refusing nicely. Fuck off, I'm not giving you anything. I hiss back at him, back hunched and fangs bared. But curiosity killed the raven. Why? Why the hell are you doing this? To kiss the sheriff's ass? To put me in my place? Tell me. I told you. It's knowledge I'm after. Be more specific. I'm just a blind tool, remember? I told you about Malkavian heritage. It has plagued me for as long as I can remember. That vial contains my heritage, not yours. That vial, more than anything, holds immense power. A force vast enough to either usher in a doom or unlock the gateway to uncharted possibilities. It all hinges on who claims it first. He hesitates, but seems too exhausted to keep up with his facade of secrets. Rita is certain the blood will expand her mind. She assured me it would grant her unique insight into the nature of our kind, and in turn, the nature of my voice. I stare at him, mouth agape. Are you fucking serious? He just nods. You've been in cahoots with Rita the whole time? I fucking knew I was missing something. You asshole. You made me think you were scared shitless of her. I am. I really am. But, Callie, I'm old. I'm far older than you. 4 times your age, at least. I survived the fall of London. I've seen the true extent of the eternal struggle. I've even learned to outsmart the conflicting voices in my head, but this one bizarre, distinct voice, I have to know why it still haunts me. I can't go on without answers. Rita, she promised me that... I burst out laughing. Oh, she promised you, really? You absolute moron. Callie. I've never met her, not even once, and I'm 100% sure she's gonna fuck you over. How could she not? She fucks over everyone. He doesn't seem to hear me. You don't know her like I do. I've been in talks with her for months. She's reasonable, if strict. Stay on her good side, and she delivers on her promises. How can you be so naive? Has she actually come through on anything she's promised you, or has she just been stringing you along? He shakes his head, not in disagreement, but as if he wanted to dislodge my words from his ears. Just hand over the vial. Patty, wake up. Your obsession's leading you right into your own pit of decay. What happened to your instincts, to all the voices that prophesied the future? Where are they now when you're about to entrust Rita with unimaginable power? Can't you see the end of the world in the making? What's wrong with you? Everything is wrong with me. The raw fury in his voice shocks me. I've never seen him so unhinged. Eyes ablaze, fangs out, fingers curled into claws, ready for a fight. He quickly regains his composure, though, shaking his head, relaxing his hands. I'm gonna ask you one more last time, please. Hand over the vial. I know the past few nights have been hell, through no fault of your own. For what it's worth, I've grown to like you. I really don't want this to get ugly. But I need the vial, so hand it over. Now. You're one of the smartest kindred I've ever met, but you're too stupid to see that. I can't do that. I won't. I turn away from him and storm toward the RV, but I don't get very far. Give me the vial. Suddenly, I'm no longer in control of my own body. My limbs are stiff, head frozen in place, voice lost. I'm a marionette, and my puppeteer has just pulled my strings taut. I turn against my own will, legs straining in protest, and step by step I walk toward Patrick, who's looking at me steadily, one hand extended, and fingers dancing subtly as if orchestrating my every move. I can't stop. No matter how much I scream inside my head, urging my muscles to defy him, there's nothing I can do to break free from Patrick's indomitable will. I march right up to him and slowly reach into my belt bag with a trembling hand, and then it stops. Patrick pauses for a moment, his hand dropping toward his dice ring. He starts spinning it erratically with a distant look in his eyes. And though the invisible strings still tug at my limbs, I can feel them loosen with every damn spin. The moment his concentration wavers, I seize my chance. That fleeting second of Patrick's hesitation, I grab the wooden stake he gave me on the first night we met and drive it into his heart in one swift move. He lets out a soft, startled sound and crumples onto the ground, unmoving. Only his eyes betray his consciousness, dazed, astonished, and absolutely terrified. I can't believe I feel sorry for him. The same jerk who pulled me along and pretended to care for nearly a week. I must be some kind of magnet for a very specific brand of asshole, proven twice over in just one night. Well, lesson learned. the worst part is this isn't even your fault. Patrick can't respond, of course, but hell, I'm not even sure who I'm talking to. Him or myself. I crouched down, head buried between my knees, desperately trying to choke back the panic and grief swelling up in me like a tide. Dawn's almost upon us. I can't break down now, damn it. I need to get out of here. I glance at Patrick, but quickly look away, seeing his eyes empty and soulless. I could remove the stake. Nobody deserves to burn alive, unable to do anything about it, but I just know he won't let up. My gut screams the second I pull that stake out, he'll come at me stubborn as hell. And right now, my gut's the only thing I trust. Patrick lied to me over and over again about his ring, his motives, his ties to Pretra. How can I trust him not to hurt me when he's just like everyone else? Maybe it's time I really start living like one of my kind, minding my own business instead of sticking my noses into others, even with the best of intentions. Survival's the game we all play. But it's the sun that dictates the rules, so let's have the sun decide. I leave Patrick sprawled on the ground and hop into my RV. I start the engine, slam my foot on the gas. You gotta look out for yourself, Callie. Nobody else is gonna do it. You gotta look out for yourself. I chant the words over and over like a mantra as I drive away, leaving behind Patrick, the Camarilla, the Anarchs, the city, the whole fucking mess, while the vial containing the blood of my most ancient of ancestors burns a hole in my belt bag. You gotta look out for yourself, Callie. But if I'm really just looking out for myself, why the hell do I feel so wrecked? This is my fucked up reckoning. And nothing in the world can take it away. Alright. I think that's all we're gonna do for now. I really have to call it quits for the night, I think, here, so which is a shame because I would like to finish the game off. I will say that I'm surprised at how that turned out. I'm actually slightly disappointed in the Patrick storyline, unless there's some follow-up here. Maybe there will be. We'll see. There's a tendency in modern game writing to be very unsophisticated. And by that I mean they will write literally what you're supposed to think. They'll tell instead of show. And I thought most of the time in this game, they were not telling us what to think. They were telling us what Callie thought, which is a different thing. And I approve of that. I think that's fine, especially from a story that's almost entirely first-person perspective. But I suspect that whoever was writing this kind of lost that thread a little bit there. Because I was sort of hoping that the obvious answer to the Patrick situation was that he was just spinning bullshit at the Camarilla in order to cover for Callie. He didn't literally mean he thought her nothing but a tool. He was just saying words that would make them shut up and stand down from their desire to literally murder Callie at that moment. But now it looks like the author literally was just telling us what to think. Oh, well, wow, he literally said that, therefore that literally means that he's, thinking that she's just a tool. And the way she reacted like that, I mean, which, she's supposed to be, 19 years old? I think she actually, even for a vampire, she's literally not old at all. So that kind of tracked in my mind. But we'll see. We'll give it one more shot with the next, with the thing. I have a sense this game's about to wrap. May not be. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. But clearly, I think we've played all I can possibly play tonight. So, anyway, with that said, thank you ever so much for watching, and have a fantastic evening. Thank you for joining. And if you enjoyed this, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps us out.